Ciscocomptia and Cisco students have come together to build a web server on a Linux-based system to host network services.
To test its accessibility via the internet from any geographic location.
All right, this is us setting up our server and our host machine.
We're basically putting the pieces together, building a lab that will contain a web server and a client machine.
The client machine is also going to double as our internet connection because the Linux machine has no accessibility to the internet wirelessly. So we need to use a wireless adapter and a cross cable from the client machine to patch a bridge over to the Linux machine for internet.
Our internet connection consists of a USB adapter that's running from the client machine, and it's basically connected to a hotspot from which we'll download all our updates for our web server.
We also need the internet connection to install something called a LAMP stack, which is a Linux, Apache, MySQL, and PHP server, which is the building blocks to make any sort of web service. Here we are verifying that we have our internet connectivity so we can begin downloading the LAMP stack.
We can bring these over.
Once we've configured everything and wrapped it up, we're putting it together to move it into a testing state for geographic connectivity, where we'll simulate our web server being located on one coast and our client machine located on another.
This is the ground level of all communication in the planning process.
What we have here on the left is a basic configuration for what we consider the Los Angeles team, and on the far right would be the basic configuration for the New York team. Once we input this information into the machines, if we are successful, the two worlds will be able to communicate.
Here's Henry, our LA technician, setting up his computer, looking over his configurations that he's planned out. Here's a close-up of our router and our switches, making sure that they're cabled correctly, securely. That's the only way we can make communication.
And this is myself configuring the New York side of our project that day. These are simple commands that I'm giving to the machines, telling them how to communicate with the Los Angeles team.
LA team is ready to start configuring.
And myself on the New York side is just finishing up the last touches on a router.
This is the iOS booting stage. The iOS image shows up on the screen as if it's booting up. Everything takes time.
And this is the machine telling me that everything is successfully going through, therefore giving us the ability to communicate with the LA team.
Thousands of commands are entered into routers and switches every single day.
And in this type of environment, one keystroke can mean success or failure. Therefore, we try to document everything that we do so that we know that the process was done successfully.
Cabling, not to be overlooked, is one of the hardest processes in the text position. It's one of the most important things. If not done correctly, the machine will not work. It will not communicate. And both teams have to be actively communicating what they want to get done. And we have a network.
You guys just don't know my idea.
That's right. Yeah, we got it. That's it. 3 hours.
3 hours.
Yeah.
Yes, done. Woo! I'm glad.